Hi, this is Michael Passmore. I'm the senior minister at Central Christian Church in downtown San Antonio. The 18th of November, our Wednesday broadcast, a devotional thought. I'm going to be tying several of our thoughts, this one and then Sunday's broadcast, and even the Sunday sermon will all be tied together with the scene of the great judgment in the 25th chapter of Matthew's Gospel. I encourage everybody to read it, beginning with the 31st verse, but I read this as a beginning for our devotional thought today. Then the Lord, the righteous one, will answer him, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you drink? And when did we see you a stranger and welcome you, or naked and clothe you? And when did we see thee sick or in prison and visit you? And the king will answer them, truly I say to you, as you did it to the least of these, my brethren, you did it to me. I remember my sophomore year in high school, Roosevelt High School, right here in San Antonio, Texas. Someone somehow got a copy of the final geometry exam, and I don't even remember the teacher's name, but copies of it were passed around among the students in the geometry class. It was actually one of the other classes' exam that produced the paper, but you're handed a piece of paper and they say, well, this is the final exam from last year in this particular class. And I got to see the questions, and you know, if you get a copy of the final exam ahead of the exam, it gives you the ability to be better prepared if you look at it. If you look at it and answer the questions, you have cheated on your final exam. And that year I cheated. I looked at it. I thought, well, maybe this really isn't the final exam, but it'll give us an idea of what the final exam might look like. It was the final exam. Later on in college, I felt guilty still about the high school experience, and professors in undergraduate school and in graduate school, some would sometimes hand out a synopsis of the class before the class would begin. It would enlist the books that you were expected to read. I hated that. The schedule of the exams, quizzes and exams sometimes, and how many pages of a paper might be expected 2 or 3 times in the semester. And even some of them would say this percentage of your grade would be dependent on this paper or this quiz or this midterm exam, and then the whole grade would be explained out. I even later on had some of our professors would give us a crib sheet in preparation for a final exam. These are questions that may or may not appear on your final exam. It gives you an opportunity to, get ready. A lot of times those crib sheets, none of those questions were on the final exam, but it sure did help you prepare. So maybe it isn't cheating when Matthew's Gospel gives us a forewarning of the final exam. It's a story Jesus told about separating the sheep from the goats, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later. The basic lesson for the final exam, according to Matthew's Gospel, has Jesus, the righteous judge, saying, it matters how you treat people. When did we see you hungry and feed you? When did we see you thirsty and give you drink? When did we let the needs of other people affect how we respond to them right here and now? This is a story that also contains grace as well as judgment, because we right now have an opportunity to respond to the final exam. It isn't just works righteousness, it is a little bit, but if we in the faith live out our faith by being kind and generous and loving, it makes a difference in our world right now and perhaps in the world to come. Take a peek at the final exam. Get prepared. Thank you for letting me share with you.